Johnny. Daddy, are caterpillars good to eat? Father. Have I not told you never to mention such things during meals? Mother. Why did you say that, Junior? Why did you ask the question? Johnny. It's because I saw one on Daddy's lettuce, but now it's gone. On reaching his plane seat, a man is surprised to see a parrot strapped in next to him. He asks the stewardess for a coffee, whereupon the parrot squawks, "And get me a whisky, you cow." The stewardess, flustered, brings back a whisky for the parrot and forgets the coffee. When this omission is pointed out to her, the parrot drains its glass and bawls, "And get me another whisky, you idiot." Quite upset, the girl comes back shaking with another whisky, but still no coffee. Unaccustomed to such slackness, the man tries the parrot's approach. "I've asked you twice for a coffee, go and get it now, or I'll kick you." The next moment, both he and the parrot have been wrenched up and thrown out of the emergency exit by two burly stewards. Plunging downwards, the parrot turns to him and says, "For someone who can't fly, you complain too much." Jim had an awful day fishing on the lake, sitting in the blazing sun all day without catching a single one. On his way home, he stopped at the supermarket and ordered 4 catfish. He told the fish salesman, "Pick 4 large ones out and throw them at me, will you?" "Why do you want me to throw them at you?" "Because I want to tell my wife that I caught them." "Okay, but I suggest that you take the orange roffie." "But why?" "Because your wife came in earlier today and said that if you came by, I should tell you to take orange roffie. She prefers that for supper tonight." I was performing a complete physical, including the visual acuity test. I placed the patient 20 feet from the chart and began, "Cover your right eye with your hand." He read the 20 out of 20 line perfectly. "Now your left." Again, a flawless read. "Now both," I requested. There was silence. He couldn't even read the large E on the top line. I turned and discovered that he had done exactly what I had asked. He was standing there with both his eyes covered. A woman got a problem with her closet door. It was falling every time a bus was passing by. So she called the repairman. The repairman comes and sees that indeed the door falls out every time when a bus passes by. "Okay, I am gonna see what is going on. Just close the door behind me." And he steps into the closet. At that time the husband comes from work, opens the closet and finds the repairman. Husband: "What the hell are you doing here?" Repairman: "Well, you are not going to believe it, but I am waiting for a bus." 6. In the early 1930s, a farmer and his wife went to a fair. The farmer was fascinated by the airplanes and asked a pilot how much a ride would cost. $10 for 3 minutes, replied the pilot. "That's too much," said the farmer. The pilot thought for a second and then said, "I'll make you a deal. If you and your wife ride for 3 minutes without uttering a sound, the ride will be free. But if you make a sound, you'll have to pay $10. The farmer and his wife agreed and went for a wild ride. After they landed, the pilot said to the farmer, "I want to congratulate you for not making a sound. You are a brave man." "Maybe so," said the farmer, "but I gotta tell ya, I almost screamed when my wife fell out." Three rats are sitting at the bar talking, bragging about their bravery and toughness. The first says, "I'm so tough. Once I ate a whole bagful of rat poison." The second says, "Well, I'm so tough. Once I was caught in a rat trap and I bit it apart." Then the third rat gets up and says, "Later, guys. I'm off home to harass a cat." Two men were changing in the locker room after a game of tennis. One notices the other one is putting on a pair of stockings and suspenders. He says, "When did you start wearing them?" To which the other man replies, "Since my wife found a pair on the back seat of my car."